Welcome, my friends, to Rise of Nightmares. I'm your host, Triton True, and on this episode of Insider Moves, we're going to take you on a tour of this survival horror game, the very first mature-rated title for Kinect. And let me say, Rise of Nightmares earns its mature rating, reveling in the gore and dismemberment, shocking the senses with vicious brutality at every turn. For hack-and-slash horror movie fans, Rise of Nightmares is a visual feast, celebrating the genre every step of the way. At its core, Rise of Nightmares is an undead beat-em-up, but with Kinect, those beatings, disembowelings, and beheadings take on a whole other life. It's one thing to press a button and bring a zombie down, but quite another to physically kick, chop, and hack away at the undead horde. When you wade through a good-sized fight in Rise of Nightmares and you're left a little breathless at its conclusion, it's a whole other kind of satisfying. The game does a remarkable job, too, of using instinctive gestures to power the game without spelling it out for you. For example, it doesn't show you how to open a door or flip a switch because, frankly, you already know how to do that. Make the gesture you feel would work, and, well, it just works. For example, when I needed to race through the water, the game told me to swim. Now, the game didn't explicitly tell me how, but by instantly making the motion that came naturally, I worked my way through the water and to safety. Same goes for swatting away the blood-sucking leeches after I climbed out of the muck. Now, these little moments of discovery add to the immersion of the experience. Combat works much the same way. You don't need a game to tell you how to swing a machete. You just let it rip and down the zombies go. Timing and location are key, though. You can't just crack a zombie on his twisted metal prosthetic. You need to aim for the softer, fleshier bits. Likewise, timely blocking and counterattacking go a long way toward combat success. And finally, Rise of Nightmares has cooked up some really exciting innovation when it comes to first-person movement using Kinect. Their solution is super simple, but it makes perfect sense. To move forward, you simply place one foot in front of the other. How fast you move is determined by how far forward your foot is. To turn, you simply rotate your shoulders just a little bit. After 5 minutes or so, it becomes second nature. That said, if you do feel like letting the game take over, you can raise your right hand to turn on auto movement. Mixing up the two approaches makes navigation pretty darn easy. Now, if you're hankering for a little more undead action, or you're eager to get your mitts on a bloodier, more mature approach to Kinect gaming, Rise of Nightmares is ready and waiting. But will you survive? That's another question altogether. Thanks everyone for watching Inside Xbox.
Hey, come, look here. It's fresh. Could be another survivor.
Jesus! I knew I